G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map in the colour yellow, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, it's Beastyqt. And in the north of the map, playing in the colour red, as the Chinese, representing Istanbul Wildcats, it's Kasva. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second game in the grand final series here of the caster mode clash. Sorry, a bit of a tongue twister right there. We've got both players now moving out, dropping down what appears to be lumber camps on their wood lines. Both players are going to be opting for this. Nobody using the straggler trees yet. Don't worry, we'll get it one day. And it looks like we're going to have a village opening by a Kasva here. Something that we haven't seen in quite a while. Actually, have we even seen a village opening this event? I don't think we have. So this is going to be the first village opening coming out for China. Kasva now moving out, and it's pretty smart to go for village openings, in my opinion, when it comes to the water. Just because by going for an early dock, you don't actually really get much, just simply because you don't have the wood economy to get that early villager or the early fishing boat out. But still, we see him moving out now on the south side. It looks like Beasty's got a pretty decent spawn here. Plenty of fish close to where he started off, and by the same token, it looks like Kasva going to be going for something similar. You can see he's got deep water fish very close by, so I'm loving this new Boulder Bay. The Boulder Bay has been changed a number of times, and hold on a minute. We've got a very short little, oh, what's going on here? Look how short this guy is. He is very stubby. This is, I feel like at this point we can't even make jokes about it. It's kind of body shaming at this point. Anyway, we'll tune in on the north side. We'll check in with Kasva and see how he's doing. After that first game loss, he's going to be looking to pick himself back up. I spoke with Beasty before the series, and he said it's either going to go 0-4 or 4-0. So far, Beasty's won the first game. Let's see if he's able to keep up the tempo for the second game. He'll be really happy with this matchup. Kasva loves to force Beasty into mirror matchups because Beasty hates playing mirror matchups, and I gotta be honest, I agree with him. I can't stand mirror matchups. How are you gonna blame your enemy's civilization if they've got the same civ as you? It just doesn't work. And as a result, I think Beasty's gonna be pretty happy with it. It's pretty ecstatic because both of the players have chosen their civilizations, and both of them have got China. Both of them do have the Holy Roman Empire, and these two civilizations gravitate towards water maps. So it's only natural that eventually it's going to happen. But look at this. A barracks already coming out for Beasty. Not something that we typically see for the Holy Roman Empire. Very aggressive, and we can see it's rallied out towards the center of the map here. He's got it out over on that position. Now the question is going to be whether it gets scouted out by Kasva. Kasva with a single scout opening, the same as Beasty. If we check in with him, you'll see that he's got only a single scout as well. So we're not going to have a whole lot of information available to him. But that scout is moving in the direction of the base of Beasty, so might actually reveal that one. Take a look and see the barracks here. It's kind of hidden behind the wood line, and there's always the chance that the scout could move across the base rather than through the base. But now we check in with Kasva and see how he's doing. Still plenty of villagers here. 12 villagers. 13 villagers now coming out onto the wood line. Is it 12? Yeah, what is going on? Yeah, 13 villagers now onto the wood line. Is he double docking? What is going on? He's double docking in the Dark Age. It's a double Dark Age dock. We saw a double barracks in the double Dark Age barracks before, but now we got a double Dark Age dock. It is really coming together right now for these two players. Now, interestingly, we don't have an Imperial Official out yet. Imperial Official buffs these villages up by 20%. So instead of 14 villages, you're probably talking a little bit closer to maybe 16 and a half, 16 and a little bit over half villages, which is not too bad at all. The Imperial Official going to be an expensive addition, though, to your economy. And now, finally, bringing that Imperial Official out with the 15th villager here. Also going to be moving onto the gold. We ride on board with Beasty as the first of the units across to the enemy side of the map begin making their way towards those docks. You can see they get their torches out and know exactly where they're going. We'll check in with Kasva and see where his scout is. It's behind the enemy base, the worst possible spot it could be. Ideally, you'd love it over here on the docks, ready to attack this scout, but Beasty actually going to spot out the second dock as well and realize, I don't know if we can stop that. I don't know if we can stop that. He's going to try, though. We can see he's actually keeping up production at the moment. Villagers only moving to gold now, so villagers with that slow transition to gold mean that it's going to be a bit of a slow age up here for Beasty, and that could mean that Kasva finds a potential window to get out more, or to get out more units on the water. Kasva now, keep in mind, he's playing the Chinese, so he could really look to rush up this age up, but keep in mind, he did add a second dock, so his age up's going to be quite slow. Now, continuing to gather that one up, he's got, how many fishing boats have we got? 9 fishing boats at the moment. So Kasva really starting to boom when it comes to that. And keep in mind, the Chinese naturally have a bit more of a bit more production when it comes to the water. Their fishing boats produce slightly faster. You can see here it takes 20 seconds to produce this fishing boat. Compared over to the other side, it's 25 seconds for Beastyqt. So it is the consequence of the civilization decisions. Part of the reason why the Chinese is so damn good on the water is because they got that extra production speed. Now moving out with a second lumber camp. Still we see Kasva. He's just crossed the threshold now for food, or rather for gold. He needs to force a drop on food. So he needs to just drop all of these. Needs to hand them all in. And hold on a minute. Did you see that? They got like little flashlights on the front. No, I think it's their nets. Never mind. But he is handing it in, and he's crossed the threshold now. The age up going to be coming through. Imperial Academy. Dropping it down with 6 villagers. Definitely the right decision. Villagers going to be catching a scout here. Not going to be successful. Unfortunately, not locking it in behind the, or between the mining camp. A little bit of an awkward spot, though. No gold behind the base either. And Beastyqt going to be aging up as well. Archon Chapel now going down for him. Scout got to be careful. Scout got to be so damn careful. Does Kasva realize? Kasva might not realize. Oh my lord, that Scout survives by the skin of its teeth. Fortunately, these spearmen aren't hardened. So it's going to take 5 hits instead of 4. Still got the dock coming down. But keep in mind, he's got a second dock for as backup. Villager number 1 of the game does go down. And a new age begins. Imperial Academy is complete. And I expect that we're going to see any second through now. There it comes, a galley. Or a junk, rather. You know what? I'll probably just go with an archer ship. That seems like the easiest way to say it. And now an archer ship going to be coming out, but he's going for the first dock here, which is also the dock that's getting taken out, so there's no option for him to repair it. You can't use fishing boats to repair the dock. You actually, a tidbit of trivia, you used to be able to. They took it away, and now, unfortunately, 1 second. Oh my god, it was 0-0. I literally saw the junk was on 0-0. I don't think it really would have changed the outcome, though. The dock was definitely going down. And now we see Beastie moving on to the next dock, and the question's going to be whether he can do a lot of damage here or not. It's very likely that he's not able to do it. Hardened Spearman upgrade about to come through. And now we see the first of the junks making it out. Begin to attack the Spearmen and force them back away from this position. He's going to have to move back into between this to be able to protect both of the docks. The Spearmen realizing that the jig's up. They're going to have to fall back away from this position. He's going to move down the shoreline and look to try and secure it as the war junk now going to be coming out. His position here is not too bad. Going to be losing the mining camp. Needs to send a single villager out to start repairing it. Look at this. Wait, did that sheep just herd to the hardened spearman? Did you guys see that? I don't know what happened there. It looked like he ran over and he even barred. He's like, meh. Can we get the Twitch clips on that? Can you guys clip it and ship it? Anyway, we continue. We move forward as the Hulk now going to be coming out. So a little bit of sprinkled ship versus sprinkled ship action on the open ocean. Now we've got the demo ship moving in. Should be a decent little trade here for him. He's already taken a fair bit of health off this. Second Hulk going to be coming out here. Ideally, you'd want to save it for something like that, but takes out the first of the Hulks, and Kasva begins an early lead out on the water. Plenty of fishing boats out here as well. Look at the economy behind this. Kasva looking incredible. Villager count up to 47. There's a difference of about 10. And hold on a minute. Beastie out here with the aggressive spearmen. So don't neglect the land. Just because we're out here on the water and the water matters, it doesn't mean that the land is something you can forget about. And I love this play from Beastie, just forcing his enemy, making him run rings around, or rather being run rings around him. And now we've got villagers running idle. Village going to be coming up. Mining camp also going to be dropped down. Let's see if that that sheep can be changed over to the possession now of Kasva. 46 villagers versus 40. So he's lost quite a few. Only 2 so far. I say quite a few. It's only 2. Okay, now it should shift back the other way, right? Now it should go back to a red sheep. How do you move it back to a red sheep? Do you herd? Because it went to a spearman. Do you have to wait for the body to vanish? Is that it? Well, we're riding on board with Kasva, so we will hear it. And now the men-at-arms going to be coming out for Beastie. This is where it starts to get a little bit more difficult. It looks like he hasn't picked up +1 just yet. But the men-at-arms, obviously, with that additional armor, they're going to be so difficult for these archers to deal with. He's got to make sure he's hitting the right targets. You want to be focusing down those spearmen. Don't even look at the men-at-arms. And now out in the open ocean, have a look at this. Kasva's forgotten about the water for a split second, and Beastie's like, well, guess what? I'm home. I'm coming home, and I'm bringing. Look at this. The water baneling's coming through. He goes for the fishing boats instead. Instead of going for the military, he goes for the fishing boats. There were a couple of war junks up towards the north. Archers at the same time. Oh my lord, look at the gold mine. There's a party on the gold mine. Unfortunately, it looks like Beastie wasn't invited. All those villagers evacuating into the village. And now Beastie continuing to put Kasva in the corner. As he continues holding on for dear life. He's up here stuck, and now the demo ship's coming out. Beautiful timing from the demo ships, but nothing. Absolutely nothing. Demo ship number 1 goes down. Demo number ship 2 does go down. It also hits an enemy Hulk and an enemy sprinkled ship. Looks like the spearman's still doing absolute work in the base. And Kasva losing a lot of villagers, down to 42. He's lost 15 villagers so far. Beastyqt doing an absolute mammoth task here and taking out so many damn units there. We see another Imperial official going to be going down as well. That's an expensive loss here, but Kasva going to be able to replace it. Men-at-Arms now moving in. Beastyqt putting a lot of aggression on the land and hitting Kasva where it hurts on both the water and the land. Really driving this game hard in. You know, earlier when I spoke to Beastyqt, he mentioned it could be that 4-0 or that 0-4. And it seems like more likely the game goes on, it's going to be that 4-0. Beastyqt definitely looking solid this game. Now got to be careful. Kasva with some beautiful micro. Baneling number 1 making its way through. Baneling number 2 not gonna succeed, but it looks like Kasva's got a decent little attack force moving down here. Three docks all together. Just asking to be demo shipped, it seems. Back towards the base, the first of the horsemen going to be making their way out as well. It just seems like every single, you know, it feels like they're playing rock, paper, scissors, and every time Kasva throws out a scissors, Beastyqt's throwing out a rock. He just knows exactly what his enemy's going to do ahead of time. And now the archer mass here, it's going to be pretty irrelevant. He's got 8 archers here and villagers just going down on the wood line. Kasva not really paying attention, losing more villagers. He's lost 22 villagers this game and continues to lose more. The villager count really starting to build up. Beastyqt up to 50 villagers now. Still on a single town center, but it's not going to even matter at this point. Kasva's economy, he's got 20 idols. Effective economy of 15 villagers versus 50, more than triple the difference between these two. And Kasva looking, unfortunately, in a really poor position. Finally going to be turning his attention to spearmen to try and deal with these horsemen, but running underneath the town center applying a little bit of assistance. But look at all the idle villagers. Still 23 idols. Beastyqt getting so much value out of this, continuing to dish out damage, and the only working villagers at the moment are these villagers out on the water. Everybody else is just unfortunately just garrisoned away. Because that's the consequence of having these gold mines that are a little bit exposed on the front. He's got double gold mine on the front side as well as a gold mine over towards the west. Compare that to Beastyqt, who's got a gold mine on the back and a gold mine, another gold mine at the back. So really, really difficult for Beastyqt, or rather for Kasva. Looks like Kasva now trying to get up to that 3rd age. You can see he's definitely attempting to, but instead just going to be dropping down the Barbican. And I can't help but feel like this would have been a really wise decision maybe 7 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago. Finally committing to the Barbican now. So definitely the correct choice. I can't help but feel like it might be a little bit too late. He's already behind 16 villagers here. Song Dynasty going to help him get back up to it. He needs to add in a second town center and keep himself alive. I'd love to see from him here just a second TC now that the Song Dynasty has been added. And the question is, but how do you stay alive? Because ideally, I mean, behind this, Beastyqt's probably going to be thinking about going up to the Castle Age, maybe looking for a potential Burgrave timing. Maybe just goes for the Regnants and just collects all the relics and then goes Imperial. There's a lot of options available to him, especially playing the Holy Roman Empire in this matchup. You're always going to feel at an advantage. We switch it over now. You guys can see the income. We get a bit of a better idea at where these two guys are up to. Beastyqt sitting at about 2,000 resources a minute. Kasva sitting at almost 1,000 resources a minute. It's a feels bad moment right there, that's for sure. And now Kasva continuing to be struggling under attack over on this east side. Demo ships absolutely blasting through, trying to make it to the backside. Going to be able to do it. He manages to hit on the junk, but look at the forces coming out from Beastyqt. Now, it looks like Kasva probably going to be losing the water here. Not only does he lose the water and all the fishing economy that goes with it, but it means that it's going to be opened up for Beastyqt. And don't be surprised to see another dock get thrown down and potential trade ships coming out. Beautiful splits coming in from Beastyqt here as well, bringing out some horsemen to help deal with the docks. Wants to make sure that he's not taken by surprise by any potential demo ships that come out. You can see the split that he's got the hulks on the backside, and on the front side he's got the galleys. So that the galleys, they're not going to take any damage. And look at the split that he's got here. Just absolutely pixel perfect stuff now from Beastyqt. First dock going to be going down. Second dock going to be going down. But a little bit of a counterattack coming out. Hold on a minute. Hold your horses. Kasva says the game ain't over till the fat lady sing. And I don't hear her singing. Villager number 2 for the game goes down. And we've got a barracks now coming up in response to this. Kasva continuing to funnel units across the map. It's going to be spearmen. It's going to be more spearmen. It's going to be more spearmen. And Shukunu, the very first one of the game, at least the first one I've seen, going to be coming out. Villagers. Perfectly synchronized on this outpost. I think the outpost just came up, so great timing there from Beastyqt to get that one up. But it looks like he's completely denied the water now. And with that, Beastyqt is going to be confirming his position as the economic leader in this game. But a little bit of idle time coming through for him. 20 idle villagers at the moment, held by Beastyqt, which means that the effective villager count right now is 41 against 35. Not too bad of an effort by Kasva. He's definitely doing the right thing. Instead of staying in his base and keeping his units just chilling out, he's looking to try and cause some harm. And indeed, he's going to cause harm now on the wood line. Spearman moving in. Beastyqt got to wake up. Villagers finally getting pulled over towards this east or this left side. They do have their wheelbarrow, which means they're going to be able to hightail it out of there very quickly, very effectively. Town center railing down those arrows upon them, or raining down the arrows, rather. Now, where does Kasva go behind this? You can see he's collecting stone, so hopefully it's a second town center. We'll check in with him and see. It doesn't look like he's dropped one just yet. Villagers out on the wood lines. Wouldn't you love to have an extra 37 villagers right now as Kasva? I can't believe he's lost that many. And I guess that's just the power of Beasty, right? Like, he's that damn good. How do you even kill 37 villagers? Like, realistically, how do you do that and still make a person feel like they're in the game? Because it's just ridiculous. And Beasty now pulling ahead in that economy. It's looking like it's about 30 villagers difference at the moment. It is, it's really starting to get wild. For Kasva to get back into this, he needs to do two things. And this is, you know, I often talk about this. Number one is the Hail Mary. So that means 2 TC Song Dynasty or even 3 TC Song Dynasty. And number 2, he needs to stall out the game. So whether that means dropping down walls across the map and trying to prevent your enemy from attacking you, that's going to be it. The third thing he needs to do is he needs to try and force the enemy onto his side of the map, or rather onto his enemy's side of the map, with these constant attacks like this. So this is definitely, you know, the third pillar of getting back into the game. This is the right decision. I just want to make sure that behind this he's doing the right thing and adding in more town centers. And I don't see it. I see a blacksmith instead, and he's going for +1 ranged attack. I'll accept +1 ranged attack, and now he's walling in relics. So definitely planning for the future. Reinforcements getting picked up, and at the same time, it looks like a men-at-arms going to be coming through on the mining camp at the backside. Got to be careful with these reinforcements. They're going to be picked up slowly as they make their way past, and Beasty just going to be patrolling on the shoreline, making sure any enemy units are taken out before they even get to do any real damage. Regnitz Cathedral now coming in, 22 villagers dropping the Regnitz Cathedral down. Kasva definitely knows his timings as he begins looking to try and establish these walls. He's going to need more relics walled in though. He's got plenty back across here, but this one definitely got exposed. This one going to be taken as well. When it comes to relics, there's another one here and another one over here. So it definitely feels like, well, are there 5 relics? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5 relics. So this one probably going to be captured by Beasty. And now the push coming in. Now, the question is, does Kasva want to take this fight? And you guys already know the answer. You do not want to take this fight. The men-at-arms, very, very strong. And now the age-ups come through. So, you know, we talked a little bit earlier about the tenets of getting back into this game. Number 1, the Hail Mary, the Song Dynasty. And we can see that he has added in the second town center. So his villager economy is going to start moving. It's going to start getting back into gear where it needs to be. Number 2 is he needs to delay the game. So no walls really coming up yet for Kasva. And keep in mind, it's going to be difficult for him to wall on this map. He doesn't have control of the water, which means if he wants to actually get a wall in, he's going to need to start out here on the west side, make his way in, and then slowly wall himself in, tree line by tree line by tree line by tree line, and eventually back to here. And it's very difficult, especially because your enemy is now in the castle age and highly likely to be pushing you with armored units, which means you're going to need crossbows. So you probably can't be thinking about that 3rd TC Song Dynasty. 2 TC Song's going to be just the bare minimum here. So walls right now for Kasva are the number 1 thing that he needs. The second thing that he needs, crossbows. That's the big thing. But men-at-arms going to be able to siege down that mining camp. At least he's got that second TC going for him. We'll check in with Beasty as the push starts coming across the map and not a single wall is dropped. And with not a single wall being dropped, it makes it very difficult for Kasva to hold this push that's imminently coming in. The realistic thing here is the only thing that you could really do to hold this are those walls, and then re-walls behind it. And then potentially even outposts with your emplacements while you're trying to get up to the 3rd age. And now we see him pushing back towards his position. +1 ranged attack has come through, or ranged armor has come through. The Shukunu's going to be effectively doing 0 damage. Well, I mean, effectively they do 1 damage or 3 damage per big volley, per shot, per attack, I guess we could say. They do 1 damage a volley. But now out here on the west side, it looks like Kasva, unfortunately with no food economy out on the open ocean, is going to have to get caught out of position here. 5 villagers just handing in their very smart move by Kasva. This is such a smart move. All of the units here are going to attack. Villagers potentially will survive, and he's forcing Beasty to make a choice. Send your army further away from my base, or these villagers potentially survive. And Beasty says, you know what? You can keep them alive. Beautiful stuff there by Kasva to be doing that. Great foresight. A lot of people would have put the villagers in the outpost, but you and I know the outpost was destined to die. Oh, beautiful timing. Beautiful timing. Absolutely marvelous timing right there. But unfortunately, the outpost, or the wall is going to be going down. But Beasty's buying time, or rather Kasva's buying time. We can see behind this, the astronomical clock tower. 17 villagers powering this astronomical clock tower up. You've never seen a landmark be built this fast before. He is rushing this bad boy up. And you can expect to see that we're going to have crossbows out shortly. He needs crossbow spearmen. That's going to be the combo. But then you've got to start worrying about those lance connects. Lance connects, are they added in yet? It doesn't look like it. Mixing in a single spearman. And now going to be focusing on that second town center. Kasva up to 69 villagers. A very nice amount of villagers. And now looking to hold on. He needs to see those veterans coming through. Veteran Shukunu as well as +2. Is he supervising them? It doesn't look like it for the moment. Supervising the barracks on the front line. This Imperial official about to be killed, unfortunately. He is supervising the veteran Shukunu, so that's going to help him out a little bit here. Keep in mind, +2 is through, so Shukunu are still going to be doing no damage, and that's the problem, right? Because you're up against armored units. Even if Palace of Swabia are going up behind this, by the way. Even if the elite, or even if the veteran upgrade comes through with +2, the Shukunu are only doing 6 damage against the 6 armor of the men-at-arms. And with that, it's going to be completely irrelevant. The Shukunu are just going to get overwhelmed by those men-at-arms, and that's why you need the crossbows. You must have the crossbows, and we can see he's still making Shukunu. 5 Shukunu in the queue. Beasty now reaching the Imperial Age. A little bit of a run around the town center, and Beasty looking solid in this second game as he begins making his way towards the range units on the backside. The Imperial official going to get cleaned up. The Palace of Swabia has now started printing. I can hear it from here. The villagers are coming out, and with that, good game gets called. Beastyqt taking the second game in this series, and Kasva tapping out. Beasty looking very solid today. In the last series that we witnessed between these two guys, Kasva 2-0'd Beasty. But here, in the first 2 games of this series, we see Kasva getting 2-0'd by Beasty. A quick look at the villager count. Keep in mind, this doesn't actually include the fishing boats, so we can't actually see how many villagers he lost. But look at the land villagers, just how many he lost. It is like a chasm right here, getting eaten alive. Checking with the military count as well, and we can see it rising and rising and rising throughout the game, but unfortunately, just not enough walls, not enough crossbows there from Kasva. The military count, villagers killed, or rather units killed, 90 by Beasty, 54 by Kasva. Fellas, if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you've enjoyed this casted game. We'll catch you guys in the next one. It's going to be game number 3, and it'll be coming up right away.